Alright, back again. Just got the Neo Geo MVS fired up with the scratch cab. Got it a very makeshift sort of fucking design going on here. Check out this dirty mess. Everything wired into the control panel underneath, coming down yonder. That's the MVS there. With the what do I got going there? King of Fighters 96 at the moment. And yeah, some shifty wiring, running it off an ADX power supply from an old PC which I've ripped apart just as a temporary solution. I've got actually an arcade power supply in this thing here. Just been a bit apprehensive to wire in the 240 volt power into here and here, because not being an electrician and being a bit scared of power. This might be something to get my head around a bit later on. So with the power supply, you can bridge it, and you've basically got your 5 volt and your 12 volt and all that sort of power supply to run all your bits and pieces off one handy little box. And that's it. Just turn it down a tad. There we go. And yeah, basically that's running straight into that LG. It's actually an LG LCD TV, which I managed to get free when I bought my big 50-inch plasma. So normally you can't run any sort of Jamma stuff on a LCD or normal television. You have to get the thing called a video encoder, because apparently it puts out a different signal. So that was a bit of a head fuck to get around. But there's plenty of things on eBay, such as this thing right here, which basically all your video outs and all that sort of stuff from your, we'll say hypothetically for now, the MVS goes into the video encoder, puts it into an RGB signal. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but it makes it good enough for television, which is awesome in my book. So you can pinch some power off the ADX power supply. It comes with all the cables here, your red, green, and blue, and the sync cables all plug into there, and you pop on your television, and away you go with a bit of a King of Fighters 96. I've got down here as well, there's a Street Fighter World Warrior board there, which I've got to get working again. I think I've got a couple of wires loose, because every time I hit a credit button it'll reset itself, which is really annoying. I had it going for a while, but yeah, having a few dramas with that. But anywho, I've got my credit button sort of shiftily wired up to that micro switch. And then we can do a bit of this. We'll go 2 players. And where am I? Where's my guy? You have to go a bit of a Kyo. Yeah, we'll just go. Now it's going to be ridiculously hard for me to play this with one hand. So, but basically got all the buttons working. There's a little bit of a different wire set up to your standard sort of cab, or your normal 3-button cab, especially with your your Street Fighter cabs, because you've got the 6 buttons. So normally you'd need a wiring harness or a kick harness for the extra 3 sort of buttons. So, but yeah, got all that sort of stuff going, and let's see if we can do something. No, impossible with one hand. But yeah, for all you sort of, say hypothetically you put in a Street Fighter board, punch, that's no worries with your normal Jamma harness. You need a kick harness to come off the bottom of that, otherwise these buttons don't do a goddamn thing. So basically you can get a kick harness, which is like a serial cable with a Molex plug in it. Usually plugs straight into your board, your Street Fighter board or whatever, or if you've got one of these suckers, which is, hold that right way around, that's Street Fighter 03. Your kick harness would plug into that white port there, and it's also got some different sound out, so you can actually plug in sort of an RCA sort of sound setup, so you can sort of use PC speakers and things like that. But yeah, that's that sort of doing its thing. Also, I had someone ask me about what I've done for the artwork and how it was prior to me actually getting that lovely can on the side. I've actually yet to do the other side, so it's a bit empty there, a bit shifty, and been kind of busy, but I've still got Ryu. Just fold him out there. That's Ryu to go onto the other side of the cab. And basically what I've been doing is just I got these high-res graphics from the internet a couple of years back, and thankfully, because they were high-res, I could basically enlarge them to about 1.5 meters with I think it was the program I used was Illustrator, and yeah, and I could sort of squeeze it all into the sort of dimensions of my cab. I put all the dimensions of the cab in there, and I squeezed it all out so it would fit, and then just cut it with a, I don't know, a hobby knife, if you will, and then sort of glued it on with a bit of quick grip glue, which was a nerve-wracking experience. Same for the control panel with Sagat or Sagat, however you want to say it. Basically got the control panel, all the dimensions of that, put that into Illustrator, got all the buttons, drilled all those out with like a hole saw or a drop, was it drill press? And then glued him on there, and it all kind of matched up, not too bad. So it's yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So good fun. I've also got like one of the was it the iCade 160 boards to play around with. Obviously, I think yesterday you saw the monitor was on the horizontal position, vertical. Sorry, Jesus. And but you can sort of switch it around so you can. Obviously play Street Fighter, because the cab's got a Street Fighter motif, and yeah, so I've just got the best of both worlds. As I said, originally I was going to do a MAME cab, but I don't know, kind of went a bit purist and sort of thought, you know what, instead of using a PC, I would rather get the original boards and things like that. So I've come across a few bits and pieces. I've still got this one to play around with, which is a Sega or a Sega STV board, which is equivalent to a Sega Saturn, and a few other bits and pieces. But yeah, that's about it for me today, and yeah, I hope you digged it, or dug it I should say, and yeah, maybe next time we'll look at some games and stuff like that, and yeah, we'll go from there. Cool, thanks guys.